we are live at a different hour.
At
Good
a
morning.
different hour. Good morning, good afternoon here in
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah,
Lunchtime. So if you're having your lunch right now here on the East Coast, thanks for joining us during your lunch break.
totally. Thank you guys for joining us at a slightly different hour today, wherever you are joining us in the world. By the way, shout out, let us know where you're joining us from. I got that mid-morning energy today, which I was telling Steve ahead of time. Watch out, buddy. I am wide awake.
Yeah,
Wide awake.
this mid-morning energy is intense. I'm used to 7 a.m., Sarah. Now
Oh,
you got was it 9:30 there for you?
oh,
So
I'm 2 caffeine drinks in. We are ready to go. Well, as everybody's chiming in with where you're joining us from, let us know. By the way, Mom, you better be joining us on the live. She said she was going to join. She was getting her nails done and was going to join us afterwards. So you better. I'm looking forward to your messages here. Um, Steve, why do we do something a little bit different today? We came in a little bit later because you actually had something going on this morning, and I think it's kind of cool. So talk about it.
yes, so thank you all for joining us at a later time today. The reason we had to shift our normal time was I had a very special opportunity. If you see over my shoulder, if you're watching this, the Biscayne coffee bags right over here. That's my coffee brand. And we are now, let me rewind this a little bit because I want to tell the story. I was requested to have this coffee at a place called John Knox Village, one of the most luxurious retirement communities in the state of Florida,
Love it.
opening a new coffee shop. I was like, yeah, I would love to have one of my coffee bags in there. Be
Sure.
awesome. I'm happy to do it. Go. Today was the grand opening of the coffee shop. 400 residents there in attendance. They asked if I would speak, and I look behind me at this beautiful coffee shop, and they have the entire place decked out in Biscayne coffee. All the bags. There's a video right there that Will has. All the coffee bags are Biscayne coffee. They had my mugs there. They had everything that surprised me. I did not expect to see this there. And just to see so many of the senior citizens that are, in their 80s and 90s thanking me for great coffee and the story. We donate 10% of our sales to help save Biscayne Bay and the animals that live there. So, man, it just makes you feel good. When they kind of tell you, like, when you're 90 years old, looking back in life, there's certain special moments. Today, being able to spend that day with all of them, drinking the coffee, the idea I had today was awesome. So,
That
what a
is
special day.
cool. That I love that, by the way. Yeah, check this out. This is
So
great.
cool. It
This
made
is
my whole day. I was like, now maybe I have to actually open a coffee shop, but that was awesome.
I mean, I'm definitely a fan of it. I will say, after sharing your coffee with my aunt and uncle, as well as my mom, who are definitely, they love their coffee. They are huge fans of it. So, kudos to you for that. And then also, like, how cool to be able to walk in and
It was just like a nice way to start the day. It was such a nice surprise. Sometimes you're grinding on something for so long. This has been, a 2.5, almost 3-year project. And sometimes
wow.
like, does anyone really care? And then today was one of those days like, you don't give up because sometimes you're just right there. You have that gold is right there. Don't stop digging.
And maybe it was your visualization of like, oh, you need to make a coffee shop happen. I'm just saying.
It could
Love
be. It
it.
was a good feeling to see everyone happy drinking some coffee. So that was a good thing
Love
today.
that.
Thank you to all of you for joining us 2 hours later, 3 hours later to let me go do that.
Well, congratulations. And by the way, I love that we're even bringing this up because, as you know, we always try to do this live as much as possible, but we both have our own respective businesses that are going on. And sometimes, a couple of weeks ago, I was actually speaking at an event. And so we try to do this in real time as much as possible because we love interacting with you guys. So thank you for your flexibility and supporting us in the times that we can come on and do the live. So really appreciate that. And dude, Steve, I'm so proud of you. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. And thank you to Will for putting those pictures up last minute. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, cool. So why don't we go ahead and kind of talk about some of our first topics here.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, let me just quickly check one thing here. Ooh. I'm changing my phone. Does that sound better, guys? There we go.
Yeah, now you're in. Now
I'm in. My bad. Okay. Here we are, just winging life. Okay. This is kind of interesting. Let's talk about Europe. Marriott and IHG have both announced that they are going to be adding about 100 hotels each in Europe in the coming years. Marriott basically said that they were going to add nearly 100 properties with over 12,000 rooms in Europe. especially in Italy, Britain, Spain, Turkey. It's going to be pretty much throughout to the end of 2026.
Mhm.
To me, this is really exciting. I mean, they already have more than 800 properties there with 150,000 rooms, but this is
Mm.
just showing that they are planning to expand. And then also IHG, they've got this. They're also expanding as well too. Specifically in Germany, they've got a new deal that's going on. They're going to be adding over 200 hotels, nearly 100 cities, and they're going to be doubling up and partnering with Novum Hospitality, which for those that are in the United States that might not be aware of it, obviously Europeans, you're probably more familiar. It's one of the largest family run hotel groups in Germany. And so they're teaming up for a 30-year deal. This is really exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. Like, I think 2 weeks ago we talked about how Hilton purchased Graduate Hotels and what
Hmm.
was it? Nomad, I think
Yeah.
about, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
everyone is aggressively growing, and it just shows you gotta be creative in how you're doing these things and how you're getting that growth because everyone still wants to have that title of being number 1. You got
Hmm.
shareholders to report to, these are public hotels. I
Hmm.
like what ISG did there, where they're teaming up with a family-run hotel group in Germany that's been in
Yeah.
business for
Love
30
that.
years. So they're like, all right, let's find a best in business type of person. We're gonna team up
Hmm.
with them, and they're turning their new hotels from Novum into Holiday Inns. So
Hmm.
they're really pushing their Holiday Inn brand
Yeah.
across Europe now, which I think is big for them because now everyone's kind of looking for that budget extended stay kind of vibe, and
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how they do over in Europe.
Exactly. And it seems like everybody's doing a little bit more European, certainly from the US lens. Even our Good Morning Hospitality, going to drop a little note here. We do have a new show, The European Crew. Hey, look, even Good Morning Hospitality is going European. What can we say?
It's true, and we didn't ruin the surprise this time, did we, Will? I think I
No,
did
we
last
didn't.
time.
It's already happened. It's gone live. Yeah. But this is great. And again, but it's interesting. I actually just did a live TV segment just a little bit before this, hence the reason why I am extra hyper this morning. But even in looking at pricing for travel to Europe this summer, fares currently are still just a little bit less than they were last year, even though we've got the Olympics happening in Paris and people are going to be traveling. But now is the time to go. So it's definitely a
Yeah,
hot time for Europe.
and a sidetrack, where are you seeing is, like, the hot trend place to go? Because last year it seemed like everyone went to the
Ooh.
Amalfi Coast and they were in Italy. Are you
Oh yeah.
seeing something trending early yet that people can jump on before it
Ooh.
explodes?
That's a so I mean, still the hot destinations like Lisbon is just still super popular, which is great. Definitely always a fan of Portugal. I think, I mean, yeah, Italy is just going to continue to see a huge explosion. By the way, I've been on the phone with multiple luxury properties in both Venice as well as Milan, just for this particular week and next week. Most of these top end hotels are currently even sold out for their
Wow.
like big suites. So if we're already seeing that now, I can only imagine that it's just going to extend throughout the summer. So, and here's the thing, because of Paris and the Olympics being there, which will be the middle,
June?
yeah, actually of July into August, you're going to see a lot of people that are like, okay, well, they might come and do a little bit of time in Paris, but then they'll then end up extending or coming a little bit beforehand and going to other European cities. So I think we're still just on the early end of it, and people haven't snapped out of that spring break mode. But
Yep.
probably in the next 2 weeks, they're going to be like, "Yo, summer is around the corner, and we have to go to Europe."
I like it. That's
I,
true. I haven't heard too many people talking about their summer plans yet. It must be like right after this month, everyone starts to buckle down and make
yeah,
plans.
definitely, definitely. So it'll be cool. So, well, why don't we continue on to some of our other topics here? Love this with Las Vegas. We were just talking about you haven't been to Las Vegas in a while, right?
Been a while. Been a good
Yeah.
chunk. 18
Mm.
years. I
What?
gotta go there.
Stop. 18 years? I thought you were
Last
gonna say 18
time,
months.
how old am I? 18 year. Yeah, last time I went, it was pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, aggressive, huh? Well, um, I mean, look, there's always a good time for Vegas, and whether you're going for personal reasons or whether you're going for a conference or to see shows, there's so much to do there. What was interesting, the recent article that came out is that Las Vegas saw a 20% increase in convention attendees in 2023. Might not necessarily be a huge surprise, but it's really great to see because it's showing that people are traveling for conferences and they're making a point to go and get together in person.
Yeah. And I saw the big event, I think that a lot of my people from Miami
Yeah.
went to was F1. So F1
Mhm.
race here drew a lot
Yeah.
of companies over to the one in Vegas. So companies were buying suites and are setting up events. All these kind of hospitality brands, liquor brands, food
Mhm.
brands are all kind of popping up on that F1 circuit now, but they were bringing thousands of people to go
Oh,
there.
yeah, definitely. And to just give everyone a little bit of perspective, basically total visitation to Las Vegas increased by 5.2%. So it was basically 40.8 million visitors in 2023, which actually surpassed the 40 million for the first time since 2019. So,
Yeah,
you know,
pre-pandemic, that's the time it
yeah,
was rocking. But for me,
yeah.
I would like to go. I wanna go back and visit some more. We talked about the Fontainebleau opening, so that's my Miami Beach connection
Mhm.
there. I know that they are doing okay, but I wanna go
Yeah.
support my friends over in Vegas in that place and see what's new. I haven't been in so long.
Totally. And also for perspective, I love seeing these. I'm such a numbers person. Why do we care about conventions? And this is a classic example. So convention attendees combined spend $9.1 billion. That is amazing.
That's a
G-
staggering number.
Like, yeah, staggering. And it's great. It's grown almost 15% since 2022. So they're coming. They are coming
Yeah.
and they are spending money.
And that's not just in Vegas too. I see it in a lot
Yeah.
of major cities, Miami one, Orlando. The conventions, people are getting together more because a lot of people are working from home, so they're getting their companies together more in these conventions. Um, you know, I think I've talked about this a couple times, maybe not on this show, but
Yeah.
I was a little bit hating on conventions. They're getting a little stale, a little bit boring, but there's certain
Mhm.
ones that are popping up that are doing really well. I know you just at C Trade. There's one I want to go to coming up
Yeah.
where if the right people in the room, you can get some big deals done. So it's worth that money that you spend.
By the way, next year, you and I are going to see trade. I know that we are hotel people, but it is fascinating as a hotel individual, hospitality individual to go and see like the behind the scenes in the cruise world. Because when you think, I mean, they are a one man band, or they are literally a living
Mhm.
village, so to speak, city
City.
on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And I mean, entertainment is next level. Food is incredible. I mean, there's a lot. They are doing a lot. And as a hospitality and a hotelier, I find it fascinating. They do a
Yeah.
fantastic job. So,
As for my friends on the cruise ships, I've been stealing a lot from you guys and ideas. So every time I go on a cruise, like that is cool. I'm bringing that
mhm.
to the land. So
Totally. And I even think about this. Cruise ships, for example. So I travel with a lot of friends that have a lot of food allergies. Knock on wood, I don't have any, but I have friends that do. And these are allergies. So not preferences, but actual allergies. And every single cruise ship that I have ever been on has been so above and beyond accommodating to whatever these restrictions or allergies are. And I think a lot of hotels can really learn a lot from that because there are some places that I found that maybe aren't so flexible. And I'm like, you are on land. Okay.
yeah.
You are on land. You have a grocery store down the street. You can make this happen. If cruise ships can make it happen, as a hotel, you could definitely make this happen. So,
Uh, I think we've deviated from the convention part, but
yeah,
I
we
think on
did.
the cruise ships, the reason I think too, because I've talked to some of them, because my daughter she's a bad shellfish allergy. There's nowhere to
Oh,
go, right? So they're like very careful. Like you're in the middle of the
yes.
ocean, they want to make sure
Mhm.
that you're in good shape. But I
Yep.
love it. We should talk a little bit more about that. We got to get some more of these cruise ship stories. They're hotels at sea, right? We could
Yeah.
talk
Oh,
about them.
maybe we'll go on the road. Maybe we can do a good morning hospitality from a cruise ship. Let us know if you guys want that to happen. I can make that happen. Just saying.
Lonnie, good morning or good afternoon here in Miami. Good to see you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lonnie. Good afternoon, Kay Frederick, aka Mom. Thanks for joining. um, oh yeah, next topic here. Talking about US budget hotels feeling a little bit of the pinch. is inflation the culprit? Well, obviously, we are living in this time of inflation. Not only inflation, but interest rates are increasing. Um, and so for kind of like the first time in a while, so these economy class hotels have had 6% lower revenue, RevPAR basically in this
Mhm.
first quarter as they did a year ago. But that's not to say that hotels are empty by any means. It's just they're right now it's just they've been having a little bit more of a struggle with their rev part, and a lot of it has to do with just the cost of things.
Yep.
Um,
And people staying in these budget hotels, like, look, this is what it is, a place that they're staying because they have a budget. It's not
yeah,
like what we talk about, some of these
yeah,
ultra
totally.
wealthy, big time suites where money is kind of just like points on a board and they got plenty of them.
Mhm.
When you're traveling for budget, you're looking at every single dollar and how far that dollar will get you. And now
Yeah,
things are very expensive, right? We see it in the
totally.
grocery stores. We see it when we're getting gas. We see it when we're paying for childcare. We're seeing all these things
Mhm.
that start to add up.
Oh,
And
100%.
I was always somebody's like, I'm gonna go and pay for that beautiful suite and figure it out. Now, even I'm sure like us, we've talked about it. We look at like, all right, what am I spending on that hotel room? How much did I just spend on room service? How much is that buffet gonna be? So
Yeah.
if we're doing that, I know that the budget travelers are doing the same thing. So it's interesting to see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, and again, I know we started off this episode talking about a lot of people are planning to head to Europe, but there is also a good part of travelers that are opting for more economical choices for their summer, and maybe they have families. It's a lot of people that have to travel. There was a recent study that was done, the Harris poll for NerdWallet, and they found that 45% of respondents plan to take a trip that requires a hotel or flight this summer. So people are definitely planning on that. And they found that 91% of respondents said that they will be making changes to their trip plans to save money. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You,
Like I'm
yeah,
here. There's a family of four, right? We
yeah.
want to go to Universal Studios. We want to go during spring break.
Ooh,
And the
how much is
ticket
that gonna be?
prices, it was like I couldn't justify it. I booked it and then I always buy the travel insurance to refund just in case.
Oh,
And the
goodness.
prices were just like bananas just to get in the park, right? You pay
Yeah.
200 something dollars for a ticket. Then they had $350 extra for their pass to pass the lines. So you're
Oh,
paying $600 a ticket if you really want to ride the rides and do all those
wow.
things per person. Then they have a deal where, all right, you can stay at one of the Universal hotels that includes your fast pass, but then the Universal hotels were $1,000 a night for a standard room. So it's like the math wasn't mathing for me for spring break. I saw a lot of people there.
The
We'll go in
math
the summer.
wasn't mathing.
Yeah. So, but I think everyone's looking at that now, especially
Yeah.
families. And I think anyone on the budget now is looking at those things.
Yeah, definitely. But by the way, I love that you brought up that they did have a special package with the hotels. So, I mean, I would presume that any property that isn't within reasonable distance of whether it's an amusement park or some sort of attraction, definitely be sure that you are not sleeping on doing these packages. Offer them
Yeah.
because people and families will take advantage, especially when the math is
With the math,
correctly.
with the maths.
Math, maths. Oh, wow. You would think that after this hour that English would be coming to me naturally, but apparently not. But yeah. So again, these are always great. Also, by the way, I love that you mentioned travel insurance. I think in the next couple weeks, we'll probably do a little bit of a deeper dive into travel insurance.
We should.
Jeremy just commented. These days, travel insurance is a must, especially in your neck of the woods, in anyone's neck of the woods.
Yeah. Jeremy,
Travel
you're in
insurance.
Israel, so stay safe, man.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely stay safe. But travel insurance is certainly a must. So we'll maybe we'll do a deeper dive into that in the next couple weeks.
I think so. We should, because I think a lot of people don't ever use it because they think they're not going to. But I think now there's some good ways to use it.
Definitely. All right, switching gears to travel topics. I love this. I'm a big fan of frequent flyer programs. I am not shy about
Delta.
mentioning. Yeah, I'm Delta. I'm Delta all the way. Delta Diamond, shine bright like a diamond. I will not do that ever again. But I love this because they came out and they were ranking the best frequent flyer programs of 2024. Any guesses on what you guys might think for US? We're talking about US airlines.
U.S. only, huh?
Yeah, US only. What would you say? I mean, you saw my notes, but
Spirit. No? Underdog?
Really? Spirit? Do they even have
No, I don't think so.
Actually, they might, to be honest,
They
they
might,
might.
but I was just joking. I'm going to say one of the big three. I didn't
Okay.
review the
Ooh,
notes in detail. So is it American Airlines, Delta? Is it
no,
what am I missing here? Who has got
no,
the best?
no, the best. And sadly, they have had some bad press in recent months, but Alaska Airlines. So their mileage plan, they are the number one frequent flyer program of 2024. Now, why is that? I mean, a lot of it has to do with the average cost of flights, then the conversion rate of their frequent flyer miles to earning rewards value, basically redemption policies, all of that. But Alaska Airlines is up there. I don't know if you have you flown Alaska, by the way.
I have not flown Alaska, but their doors are flying off, so I may not.
Bro, one time thing, a big one time thing.
Are we sure? I don't
Um,
know. A
I
frequent
don't
flyer
know.
program. How many doors fly off? I'm sorry, Alaska
Oh
Airlines. I
my
haven't been.
goodness. Oh
No.
my goodness. You are this is crazy. But yeah, I mean, look, Alaska's they are an amazing product, and I mean it just goes to show you they've always been ranking within the top 3 as far as just customer experience. So again, I know obviously bad press in recent months, but they definitely have consistently done a good job. Also, mileage plan. So the United Airlines mileage plan program is also high up there. Why do people like United Airlines as far as their frequent flyer program? Is it converts really well to international airlines. So especially if you're trying to go over to like Emirates or British Airways, it is more attractive for frequent flyers than, let's say, Delta. I will say that's where Delta's um, missing the boat when it comes to their frequent flyer program. And I'm obviously a fan, but when it comes to converting to international airlines, it just doesn't convert the same way.
Well, I have a points question. Maybe we're getting
Yeah,
sidetracked here. A lot of tangents. So if
always.
I like to book things with American Express, can I
Okay.
still earn miles on
Yeah.
those planes if I'm booking directly through American Express?
Yes, you do.
Okay, good to
Yes, you do. So long as you have your frequent flyer mile or
know.
number.
Number, and I plug it in, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then here's the other thing, and maybe this will be another future episode. Let us know if you want to hear more about this. But points and converting points, the best, like if you are earning points on your credit card, let's say your American Express, the best redemption value is to airlines, not hotels. We love our hotels, obviously, but not necessarily great for redemptions in regards to points. So it's smart that you do that, and also even better value, not necessarily using the travel booking portal. Like let's say you've got American Express or Chase, Sapphire Reserve, whatever it is, not necessarily using those credit cards booking portals to book your travel, but actually convert your points to the airline of your choice and then booking it that way. This has
I like
become
it.
a very advanced discussion in regards to credit card points. You are
Listen, credit
welcome.
card points, I'm all about them. Like I just had taxes came out just now. You had to pay your taxes. I got it on my credit card. I got my points. It covered the extra surcharge.
Smart.
The way to
Okay.
do it. So now the taxes are paying for my next trip.
Okay.
Free tip for
This
all
is
you next
nice.
year.
Wow, we have definitely gotten off the topic, by the way.
I like it though. See, we're off we got the mid-morning energy is what's going
That
on.
mid-morning energy going zig, 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 zig all over the place. But just some final things to, Delta Airlines has still ranked fairly high in regards to their frequent flyer program, even with recent changes. I know there was a lot of a kerfluffle over that last year. Hawaiian Airlines. Fascinating, since you did mention Spirit, Frontier Airlines, also considered a budget airline like Spirit, their miles program actually offers the most rewards value at about $15 per $100
All right,
spent.
Frontier. Gotta check out Frontier today.
I mean, yeah. Or you can do United. Their mileage plan is about $11 per $100 spent. So you got options. You got
Mhm.
options. We like
We
that.
got Kay saying, I wish I knew that Monday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you did. Well, oh, yeah. No, there you go. Somebody didn't ask their daughter about some points questions here, but that's all right. She'll learn from you. Um, All right. So as we're kind of wrapping up our topics today, this is a wild story that we don't need to go into. Well, basically, a United Airlines flight actually had to be diverted because they had a traveler on the plane that had a pet with them. They had a service dog with them, and the service dog actually went to the bathroom on the flight, and apparently it was enough of a mess that they they had to divert their flight. It was from Houston to Seattle, and they had to stop over in Dallas.
Ruh-roh.
What, bro?
Not good.
Stop. You did not just say that. This happened on April 5th, by the way, if anybody was traveling around that time.
April 5th, flight 422, dog poops in the aisle. Why do they have to delay that way? I think it's just like crazy or diverted. They had to fly to a different place because of poop. Like, what about babies and people puking in throw up bags?
Yeah, wow, you're just saying all the
I'm just saying
people.
there's all these crazy things that happen on flights.
There's a lot that happens on flights. And I mean, it's wild. But it does bring up a big point in regards to service animals. And I mean, obviously, people that travel with service animals, they need them. But I mean, it is not inexpensive for an airline to divert their flight and land elsewhere. That is highly expensive.
Yes.
Not to mention
Must have
all
been
the
bad.
things. Yeah.
Must have been bad if they were turning around.
Exactly. So wait, have you seen any unusual pets, by the way, on flights?
Unusual pets? I've seen a lot of wild kids that look like pets, but no.
I've seen a lot of grown men that look like pets.
Dogs, the cats. I've never seen like snakes or like a parrot floating around on there.
I've seen cats. I've actually seen a lot of cats lately, which I find interesting.
Cats are chill.
Yeah, they just sleep. No, well, they are, but a lot of people have allergies to cats. And so I find that, I mean, people have also allergies to dogs, but I feel like I encounter more people that have more severe allergies to cats. And so I wonder how I've never been on a flight that has a cat on it where they made an announcement ahead of time. I mean, how
Are you allergic to cats?
No, I'm not allergic to anything. Okay. So I go through life amazing. But but I find it interesting because haven't you been on a flight where they've announced, oh, we're not going to serve XYZ today because we have somebody on the flight that has a severe peanut allergy? In my mind, I always find that surprising. I'm like, so severe that if somebody's eating peanuts around them, they would have a reaction to it. What about those traveling with pets?
That's the crazy moms with their kids that have a peanut allergy because I deal with it at school now.
Yeah.
But look, no one bothers me when I bring my mini horse on the plane. So that's been a couple times. It's all good.
It's called a pony. Giving you a hard time on that. It's wild. I mean, again, we saw like a lot of people being pretty lenient with this during the pandemic. And then a lot of the airlines have had to like tighten up their rules and regulations. I think somebody came on a flight with a peacock at one point, like in 2021, which is like, really, dude. Also, peacocks are like, they're loud.
They're all over Miami, Coconut Grove. They're just like making the loudest noise.
Yeah, that is not cute. So you can just imagine that on a flight. Also, really, is that your service animal?
That's too much.
Yeah, too much. So let us know if you've seen any wild animals on a plane. Hopefully not, but definitely interesting time. So why don't we go ahead, shift gears here? Real-time recap. Real-time recap.
Real-time recap. Again, on the 50 hotels in 50-day challenge. We're staying on pace. I'm behind a hotel. I got to keep on it here.
Ooh.
But I was just at the Mayfair Hotel in Coconut Grove, where there are a lot of peacocks.
Okay. Oh,
Their team is excellent. And they were very friendly because they don't know that I'm coming in. I'm going in unannounced.
Yeah.
But they're treating me very nicely. And they have this awesome amenity out front. They have a Moki car. Have you seen those Mokis, like the low car? So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's MOKE. You can rent this car now, and they walked me through how to do it. They were very nice, and you can cruise around in style around Coconut Grove in Miami. And their Moki car is a cool amenity at the Mayfair Hotel.
Fascinating. That is really cool. Really cool. Well, I like that.
It's cool. Yeah.
By the way. Yeah, but I am so impressed with your 50 hotels in 50 days. Like, I love this. Is it actually 50 days? Or
yeah, I got to do it. I got to step it up.
Okay,
I'm behind. I got to do like 2 in a day. Just
Guinness World Record here. Okay. but perfect. When I'm in Miami next, we'll definitely make a point to
People's
visit.
hopes and dreams are connected to this challenge,
Yeah,
Sarah. Okay,
hey,
I gotta deliver.
mine too. Okay. Mine too. Come on. So my real-time recap, I have a client of mine who has been in Italy. And so I have been on the phone quite a lot with different hotels in Venice as well as Milan. But I'm going to do a special shout out to the team at the Cipriani Hotel in Venice. I spoke to them last night at midnight 30 my time, as well as 6:30 a.m. my time, working on some things, and they have been so pleasant and so helpful. It's a very big week, Biennale, the big art festival for those that might be in that world. And so a lot of the big hotels are sold out. And if you're looking for a suite, it's just no can do, even if cost is not, necessarily the main concern. So shout out to them for really making things happen. I've got a client that's there not only for the event, but also celebrating a birthday, and they are bending over backwards. So we are going to make a big surprise halfway across the world. And so shout out to that team for being so nice and pleasant to me, even when they have a crazy Californian calling them about, I need a room ASAP.
We have no room, madame.
Yeah. Right. No. We have room. We have you.
Yeah, molto
Senora,
bene, molto
Senora,
bene.
we have room for you.
Signore.
Hey, oh my gosh. Sorry. Wow. We're just offending everybody with our accents here.
So,
But it's nothing but love. So shout out to all my fellow Italians for being just super, super nice and cute. So
Cipriani, great brand. Love that hotel
great.
and restaurant.
Yes, all of it. Casa Cipriani. This was a Belmond property in particular. So shout out to them. All right. Hospitality quote. This is a fun one. A little bit unusual. Okay, from my ex-boyfriend, Ryan Reynolds. I know not many of you know this, but before
Yeah.
Blake Lively. He has a thing for tall blondes. So I love this. He wrote this quote. I love checking out the mini bar in a hotel room. It's like opening a treasure chest. Mini bars. Okay. So underrated. Are you a fan?
I'm a huge fan of mini bars, and they're going away because they're not doing it the right way. Mini bars. So
Okay,
I won an award for best mini bar in the country at one
Stop.
point. Yes, and so I'm
What-
passionate about mini bars. And the key to a mini bar is people will pay up for unique things that you put in there, and so you have to have not a Snickers bar they can buy for 75 cents. You need something from Napa Valley that has infused chocolate and has a story behind it,
Mhm,
right? You need something that's local in there. You need
mhm.
unique pieces that people haven't seen that are willing to try. So you know what? I am willing to spend $10 on that bar because I have never
Yeah.
seen it before. That is
Same.
the key to mini bars. So if
Okay,
you're
what-
competing with 7-Eleven, you're not going to win. All right?
No,
Let me just tell you.
no. Okay, so what do you have a favorite item that you've placed in a mini bar?
Ooh,
Well, I know that's a tough one. I
It's a
should have
tough one. I
prepped
think
you
it's
on that.
overall. I'm
But
gonna
I
get back
love
to you.
what
I'm
you're
gonna get
saying.
back to you as I'm thinking as
That's
you talk.
fine. But I
Yeah.
will say, while you're thinking, I will say that exactly what you said. Something that's super local it's the way to go. You want something unique, not necessarily just a Hershey's bar or M&Ms. By the way, love them, nothing
Mhm.
against that, but like something unique. I always love seeing that. I was at the Ace Hotel in Palm Springs. Actually, by the way, I will say this: every time I go into a hotel, I always check out the mini bar. I'm fascinated to see what they have in there. So the Ace Hotel in Palm Springs, they had some cool, I think like can't. Popcorn that they had and some other things that were like, oh, this is cute and on brand. So I
Mhm.
appreciate a good mini bar.
Yeah, you can get some good swag, some different things. So one of the top sellers, here's one that I liked that was
Mm.
creative. It came out of a crazy idea and we made it happen was alligator jerky. Because you're down here, you're thinking like, I don't know, should I try that? And people just started buying it to say they had tried alligator and that became a top seller. And so
Alligator
there you go.
jerky?
Alligator jerky. So have you ever had alligator before?
Yeah, no, that's not exactly part of the vegetarian diet.
I guess it's not. It's a reptile. So you could
Actually,
eat
I
a
know
reptile,
I,
could
I
you?
did. But I did make an exception. When was I there? In December, I actually did try alligator because I was in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
Just
you go. We take you right out to the Everglades where they catch them, and then they grill them, and it's like a lobster tail is what it tastes like.
This is lobster. That I think lobster tail is a little bit aggressive.
It's the same. You got the bugs of the ocean. You got the dinosaurs here in the Everglades. We're gonna eat them all. Let's go.
Let us know what you guys think. Are you guys a fan of alligator?
If you haven't tried it, you let me know. We got a little shack here in the Everglades. You can have an
Oh,
adventure.
wow. You got that South Florida delicacy. Ooh, fancy.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's unique. Would you ever see that anywhere else in a mini bar? Something
No,
different.
you are correct. I will, yes. And I'm sure places you can also get buffalo, and maybe in Australia you can get kangaroo. This is horrible. Why, as a vegetarian, I'm having a really hard time talking about all of
You're
this
the one
fried
talking about
jerky.
eating those beautiful animals. I'm talking about a reptile.
Okay.
People's heads off. You're talking about kangaroos.
Oh, wow. So we've had
Maybe we're hungry. It's lunchtime here. Maybe I'm hungry.
I'm definitely hungry. Not for alligator though. Or crocodile. Or no. Not my style, crocodile. Oh, wow. We got the puns coming in here. Wow.
I like
Cape
the
Frederick.
viewers here.
Oh my God. Very, very cool. Well, I think that's it for our show today. We got a little
Did
bit
we do
over.
a show? I think this is the okay show today.
Was this a show? Was this just a conversation?
We were just hanging out.
Let us know if you like the topics today. As always, we try to bring the energy, whether it's early morning, mid-afternoon, evening, midnight, whatever energy, we try to bring that energy for you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the topics and just having fun, because that's what it's about. That's what we need to remember.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for the flexibility. Love getting the Biscayne coffee out there. I'm going to go have a sip of it too now.
Ooh, yeah. And congrats, by the way. Love that we were able to move around the show so that you could have that special morning. And I'm so
thank
proud
you so
of you.
much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next week.
Woohoo. See you next week.